Cooking in the oven, cooking in the oven. I just gave myself a milk mustache. How you do, milk mustache? Well, hello everybody, Drew Kid here, back with the loud and proud, of course. And in today's video, I have my semi-hair back to normal. Still a little bald-headed on the edges here, but it'll grow in. Don't you worry, I promise I'll be back to normal soon, but in all reality, it was a nice little cleanse, you know. So if you want to dye your hair, you want to cut your hair, just do it. It's hair, it's gonna grow back. Unless you like burn your scalp and get a bald spot or something like that. But if you're new here, my name is Drew Kid. I do makeup and skincare reviews, so if that's something you're into, definitely click the subscribe button and then ring that notification bell so that way you know when the next video is uploaded. I do have 2 giveaways currently running at this time. The first giveaway is the Manny X Morphe palette with a lipstick single AF, which is kind of a nude. So if you're into nudes, this is the one. I'll drop a card right here for you guys so that way you can check that out. And then also the second one is the 10G Glesen Up and the Pride Morphe setting spray. This is their Morphe Pride collab for this year. So the Manny palette will be going out on the 9th and the 10 Glisten Up will be the 16th. So once again, if you're into those, definitely check the cards as well as the description for those videos. But let's go ahead and jump into this everyday makeup routine. I'm excited to show you guys my everyday look. Alright you guys, so I'm currently having a nice cup of Kool-Aid. That's how I remain a kid. Drink Kool-Aid. It's good. Good, good, good. Alright, but first and foremost, I did go ahead and wash and exfoliate my skin. To have a nice even base, you want to exfoliate and also shave. Not shaving is going to leave hair on your face and then it's going to make your product kind of worse than you want it to be, kind of sticking out on the hair and looking uneven, textured, all that nonsense. So wash, exfoliate, shave. Then I go in with a toner and then I also moisturize. So that way it's, you know, kind of plump and once again not uneven and not patchy. And then we go in with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. This is honestly the best primer thus far. So if you haven't tried it, definitely check that out. I do 2 squirts on 2 fingers and then I kind of dab these together and then little dots all over the face. Once you kind of get them all over, we're just going to rub it right in. And if you didn't know, the Hydro Grip Primer is infused with cannabis. So I think that's really good for the skin. Nice, calming, relaxing skin product for you. Alright, so there is that. And then next up is the foundation. I love this foundation. It is a drugstore brand, Maybelline Fit Me Matteless Poreless. I'm shade 115 Ivory, unless I get a tan and then I'm a darker shade, of course. So with the everyday makeup routine, I feel less is more. You don't want it to be, you know, too overpowering. So I do just kind of a little nickel on my palette. And honestly, I'm just going to pick up half of this. That way, you know, we could go less is more once again. Alright, so we're just going to simply tap this all around. And make sure you get it in your key spots that you want to cover up because we are going for just a light look. And usually my key spots are on the cheek because they get red, and then on the nose because that also gets red for some reason. But do a nice little even coat. And the reason why we only use half is because you can always go back for more, but you can't take away. So we are just blotting that. I'm going to look over here because that's where my stand-up mirror is. Got to kind of lift this hair up a little bit. Alright, so we have a nice, simple, even base, and honestly that I didn't even go in for the rest because I don't want to feel too much on my face. So next in is the Benefit Buoyant Concealer. I actually love this concealer as well. There are a few others I like, but for today's video we are going in with this one. And for the concealer, usually I do a big triangle. For everyday look, we're literally going to do a dot right there, and then a dot over here, and same on this side, and then just a little line on the tip of the nose, a little bit on the forehead, and then a little bit on the chin. Now as you've seen, I did not go in for more product, so one little spindle, whatever you call that little thingy in there, is plenty. Now for maximum coverage, you want to let your concealer dry out just a little bit, but since we're not going full blown, we're going to just leave it as that. Now this little thingy thing I picked up, I got like 20 for $5 at Five Below. I actually like these things, however they're not as durable, so you may have to throw them away once or twice use, so just keep that in mind, but they are very cheap. So what I do is I start with my chin. And the reason why I start with my chin is because I wrinkle my forehead all the time. So to prevent those creases, we're not even going to do that yet. And then bounce this on the bridge of your nose. And then we're going in with the eye. Now the eye, I use the rounded side. And we're going to literally just dab that across. Alright, so now we got the eyes pretty much blended out, and then we're going to go ahead and do the forehead. Now with the forehead, I didn't even take my own advice. You want to have your setting powder ready, because if you're like me and you always kind of talk with your face and start creasing it, you want to immediately set that so that way you don't get creases. Yeah. So I got my powder ready. We're just going to go ahead and simply tap this all around. And we're still going for a brightening effect, but not to the point where it's like 100% glam. So as you see, I got a little brightening under my eyes, and then just barely brightening on my forehead and chin. And like I said, we're going to quickly set this, so we're going back in with the beauty sponge, and then we're going to set the forehead first. And then we could go for the under eyes. Now if you want to brighten them more, it's good to go in with your powder versus the concealer because it's lightweight. And if you guys never really cared to know, I do go in with Coty Airspun powder. I feel it's the cheapest and it works the best. And then, so we're lightly going to set the rest of the face. Alright, so we got the face set in place, set in place, set in place. We're leaving the bake on just for a little bit longer so that way it can, you know, do its little brightening work there. But while that is baking, cooking in the oven, we're going to go in with our contour. Now in my last video I did the drugstore makeup review and I fell for the butter bronzer. I'm not going to use that little spindle brush that's packed into the bottom. I am going to go in with a Real Technique 200 brush, and we're just going to swirl this in there. Nice tap off so that way you're not going in too excessive, because once again we don't want to. And then we're lightly going to tap this around just to give the skin a little bit of glow and to bring back that color. Alright, so we got our bronzer on, and you see I got a little bit more color to my face, a little bit of, you know, realness going on. So I am going to go ahead and sweep my eye bake off, because leaving that there too long will create texture, and that's not what we want. So we're getting rid of that, baby. Alright, so that is that. That is where we're at. That is that, and that is where we're at. I'm not starting a singing career. Don't ask me. Alright, so next up is the blush. This here is the Unique Mood Struck blush. I actually kind of fell in love with this one too. Honestly, I have a lot more brushes, but for the everyday look, we want kind of a light, subtle blush. We don't want to be, you know, popping like our grandmas be. I'm just kidding. Our grandmas are beautiful. So beautiful. So just a little bit on the brush, nice dap off, and then we are going to lightly apply. See how that's just a little bit of pinkness in there? Not too much, but just enough. And I do like to just apply a little bit on my forehead, make it look like I'm a little sun-kissed. And then just a little bit on the nose. Starting from the top to the bottom, but from the bottom to the top, now we're here, baby! And then just a little bit more. Oh, that was a lot. If you go in too strong, what do? First you want to blend it out and see if it's still that strong. And if it is, I just take my beauty sponge. It's moist and damp, so that way it could kind of just remove a little bit of that product off of there. Yeah, I like that. Looking snatched already. Alright, so we have that done. Now, generally, I don't do too much of the eyes. I do just want to do a nice little look, so I am going to prime my eyes. However, let me show you guys how much I use. P. Louise eye primer. This little speck right here is how much I use. So, once again, we don't want it too heavy, we don't want it creasing on us, we just want it to be there. We just want some. So I am going to go in with the Morphe 152. We're going to just pick this up. And first I carve out my brows. What little brows I do have. And then bring that down onto the eyelid. Now see, that was one brush, dab, dip, dibble dab. And that's still a lot. So I'm going to take this, whatever's left on the brush, carve out this brow, and then apply that. Now honestly, you could just go out like that. Honestly, this is, you know, the eye's a little bright, but you could just go out with that. But we are going to add a little bit color back to it. So I'm going to take my Morphe 506 and the James Charles palette. This thing has been through some time. Honestly, if you didn't know, this is actually one of the first palettes I bought. The one thing I hate about Morphe is they don't print the names on the god dang palette. What's up with that, Morphe? I don't like it. But we are going to go in, I want like a light shade. Let me see what this is. Yeah, that'll work. So we're going to go in with this here shade. Always keep in mind with the everyday look, less is more. So we're going to dab that off as much as we can. We're literally going to apply that in there. Sorry for the noise in the background. The neighbors are setting off fireworks. So I kind of like this eye more. It's a bit lighter. It looks like I went too heavy on that side. So once again, what I'm going to do is take my beauty sponge and we're literally just going to dab that on there. There we have it. That is the nice little subtle eye look. Not doing too much, but you know there's something there. That's all we need. Now, on an everyday look, I do like to just apply some lashes. So let me go ahead and do my mascara and lashes.
Alright you guys, so this is for the Manny X Morphe palette and the Single as Fuck lipstick. here are all the names which have been put on this wheel. So we're just going to go ahead and click to spin. Congratulations, ooh la la, Andrea. Go ahead and hit me up in the DMs or some type of social media and we will get the palette and the lipstick out to you guys. Thank you. And the next giveaway will be next video. Stay tuned. Let's go.
Alright guys, we are back and I got the lashes on. Lashes on. These lashes are actually from e.l.f. They are in the style Starstruck. And I didn't know, but they come with a little set of tweezers. So if you want to, check out e.l.f. I mean, these are kind of nice and everyday subtle look. These were only $4. So if you want some cheap lashes, definitely check them out. And if you don't have the set of tweezers, they come with tweezers. How cool is that? Anyway, we're going to go ahead and move forward with some highlighter. I'm going to go ahead and use the Jaclyn Hill highlighter in this shade Extra, because that's what I am today. I'm just a little bit of extra. But we are not going for an extra look, so a little bit is good. However, I really, really like highlighter. It just gets my rocks going. But just a little bit. So we're just going to dab this in there. And then dab the other side. And then I want to give a swirl off on the brush just to get that excess out, and then we'll kind of blend this out. And then we could do the keep it with what's left over, guys. Ain't nothing left over. I just gave myself a milk mustache. How you do, milk mustache? Yes, queen. I like this little highlighter. Alright, and then we are gonna go in with some lips. Now, typically I like a nice color. I'm going to stick to my roots. Where are my roots? The Anastasia Beverly Hill in the shade Crush. This is my favorite shade, guys. I don't know. I just ain't never gonna get past it. There's my nude, you guys. I love this stuff. I just need to buy it in bulk so that way I don't have to keep buying it. Let's go with a gloss. I am going to go in with the Jeffree Star Legends Only. It's kind of like a nude shade, so that way we're not kind of overdoing it. You want to make sure your lips are dry because then you just smear it. There is the lip, nice little glossy shade. I like to wipe my doe-foot off before I put it back because sometimes it gets on the doe-foot. We don't need to change the color of our lip gloss. Alright, and the final step is the setting spray. We're going in with the mattifying Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. And this stuff is actually powerful. So you want to kind of way out here. Make it rain on that. You guys, that smells really good. They really need to start putting the scents on here because this smells like a melon or something. Alright, you guys, that is the everyday makeup look. I'm probably just gonna go play my Xbox. Anyone play Xbox, Call of Duty, Warzone? Let me know down in the comments below because I be out there whooping butt in my glam. What you know about that? Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Drew Kid here, of course. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell. And then 2 weeks to the 10 Glesen Up and the Pride setting spray. So if you guys are interested in those, definitely check the description box below on how to enter. And stay drama free, you guys. There's so much going out in that community. I don't even want to get started. Like, don't make me get going. If you guys would like to check me out on any other social media, I have Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram at DrewKid19. And then Facebook is simply DrewKid. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If it wasn't for you guys, this platform would not exist for me. Hopefully one day I could get monetized and then I will give better giveaways. So much better. I'm just kidding. But alright, you guys, take care. Drew Kid is out.